Yo, yo, yo. Testing one, two, three, four. All right. Oh, all right. Barely made it. Was a bit of a day today. I had a lot of shit going on. As I wait for the people them to file in. Things that I see on my Facebook timeline. I tell you. I swear I see the damnedest things on. Now I'm just waiting. I'm late today, so now people will file in and show up as they do. Let me see what's happening here. Yep, it shows me live. Now I have, oh, somebody's arrived. All right. So we have people coming in slowly as you come in, wipe off your feet, say hello. What's up, Leah? I know you locked in the house, shelter in place. Oh man. Hopefully my people's out on that side. I know a few people doing the whole Miami thing. Hopefully all of y'all stay safe and get to have a great fucking time. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know. Hey Nova, what's up? Nova with the 10 on 1 request. Ah! I didn't know you was gangster like that, Nova. Shit. I hear you on that one though. That's some real shit right there. You know. Because the thing is, um, I was kind of overachieving with my work ethic today, and I got a little jammed up on my time. So, that being said, I got I actually was late, which is a rarity for me because I really am proud of the fact that 9 times out of 10, I try to show up on time for this thing. You know what I mean? So, that's like something that I find to be like extremely important. And don't be afraid to hit that like button. It ain't gonna bite you. It's there to be a friend, let you know that you my friend, and we all gonna be friends. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna quote that motherfucker too much because that shit crazy, but you know. But yeah, nice to see everybody here. You know, say hello. How you doing? All that good stuff. You know, the title of this is about being social. So let's be social. Let's say what's up. Say what's up to hey, sexy Christy. What's up, boo? You know what I'm saying? Let's be social. Say hi to each other too. Good evening. I'm glad to see you alive. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hit the like button, man. Make love to that like button. That like button is your friend here. That's my friend. That's how I know that you here. I see that like button get kissed. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Thank you. Thank you. Keep it coming. Like button, like, share, and subscribe, as the banner's supposed to say, but that shit hard headed. Boom. A lot of y'all hard headed on the subscribing part. I'm going to look down my list and I'm going to check it twice. All y'all motherfuckers that's here, and so many people that still haven't hit the sub button on my YouTube. I'm gonna need y'all to handle that scandal. You know what I'm saying? Handle that scandal. Cause man, I need the scandals handled. You know what I'm saying? You know, we got some beautiful people on this chat. Some dope ass dudes might be showing up on this chat. You know what I'm saying? Or they might be here already. Peace and what up to my brother. Hey, sexy ladies, y'all are beautiful in your own different kinds of ways. We love y'all different shapes and sizes, colors, and flavors. We welcome you all for you are definitely something that somebody saved it. Just understand that there's always somebody that wants you no matter how many people don't. You gotta look at who does, not who don't. Alright, so let's jump into this shit real quick. So today, we're talking about being social. Because here's the thing. I come up on here and I talk about all this dating shit. I talk about, you should do this if you want to date. You got to hold yourself accountable to this and blah, 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 this, blah, 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 that. There's a whole bunch of blah, blah. The reason why is because there's one essential thing that supersedes all. You have to be social. That's how you win. A lot of times, like, I'll give you an example. I'm the kind of motherfucker, I'm just nice. Like, I'll speak to somebody and I'll say, just say what up. Like, I might see a brother get in the elevator and I'll see him. I'll be like, yo, what up, bro? And and then I'll just get on and I go about my business. But often, like with the females, you try to be nice to say, hello or good night. And they kind of either, a lot of times they're afraid to respond. Like, I'm like, fam, I wasn't trying to offer you nothing like Jehovah's Witness or nothing like that. I'm just saying hello. How you doing? I'm not even asking you that much. I'm really just making a greeting because we're about to get on the elevator. And I feel like you should be able to be social. But one thing I learned is a lot of people lack proper social skills. And this is why when it comes to getting that proper job interview, when it comes to catching the attention of somebody that you're interested in, when it comes to even creating and building new friendships, a lot of y'all struggle with that because you don't have any social skills. Like, you'll be online talking cash shit. Oh, bop, 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 bop. Come to an event and you sitting in the corner like, Like, come on. And I love the engagement in the chat, by the way. Keep that up. And Nova said, I was taught to speak when you walk in a room with people in it. It doesn't matter who. And that's true. That's how you're supposed to do. I walk into a room, that's how I was taught. I see somebody on the elevator. I either give them a head nod, like what up, or I'll say what up. I'm not gonna just get on, turn my back, and some people, they just give you that energy. And the thing is, Leah says something. Well, she calls her name Zena on this thing. That's her child. Anyway, so my thing is that she says that responding is dangerous these days. And the thing is, I know a lot of women are on guard. Like, they'd be like, yeah, I want to respond. But if I respond, he might try to holler. Let me put y'all on to something, man. If that dude was going to try to push up on you, he was going to push up whether it was going to start with hello or something else. He would have just shot his shot. It pays to be social. The problem is with social media has made a lot of people lazy. So a lot of people's social skills are not up to par. So what ends up happening is because of that, you find yourself missing out on developing potentially really amazing relationships because you're not allowing yourself to meet new people. That's a major problem. And that's something that will never change if you don't make efforts to change your way of thinking, your way of engaging with people. There are opportunities that I have gotten in my life that had I not been the social person that I was, I would have never had those opportunities. I'm talking about shit that literally made a difference between me having a hard time and having no resources to reach out to, and me having a hard time and having multiple resources to reach out to. Literally, this can save you from ending up on the street or ending up fucked up in some kind of crazy way. There's so many different ways that things can go wrong for you if you don't improve those social skills. Say what's up as y'all pulling up. Say what's up as y'all pulling up. You know what I'm saying? We all family here. You feel me? It's all love. It's all whatever. You know, or we could say we all friends because you know some of the shit we be doing. Yeah, I mean, just call it friendship. Yeah. Um. But my thing is that you have to be able to get along and get around with people. You cannot function in the universe. You cannot function in the universe and think that it's going to be okay if you don't engage with other people. I'll give you an example of one thing that I found, which is really fun. Um, there was a business deal that I had brokered a year and a half ago. And it was crazy because what happened is I went to like a place to eat because I was early. I tend to be early for stuff. Like even on West Indian, you know, we have a bad habit of being late for shit. When it comes to money and business, I'll be on time with that motherfucker. So I was like an hour and 10 minutes early or something. I had mad time. And I was hungry. And what ended up happening is I was like, you know, let me go over here and eat. So I went to the Applebee's. I think that was across the street from the conference, from the place I was going to. It was a business building, office spaces, whatever. So I went to the Applebee's over there. I sat down and I'm just eating. So as I sat down, I greeted the person sitting next to me. I was like, hey, how you doing? He's like, hey, how you doing, man? It's okay, you know, just here, gonna eat a little bit before I go to this meeting. It's like, oh, yeah, yeah. I got something to do in a little while too. It's like, oh yeah, that's what's up. Da, da, da. Long story short, we was having a conversation. Everything was dope. You know, they sparked up a conversation with me about something that had nothing to do with what I was meeting about. But we were just talking and vibing as I'm eating. You know, after the left, I say, you know, it's nice meeting you. You know, and I introduced myself. He introduced himself. Come to find out, we both going to the same meeting on opposite sides of the deal that we're working on. And it was just so crazy because we walked into the conference at the same time and they looked at us like, huh? You know what I'm saying? And it was one of the smoothest business deals that was ever brokered because I was social. And that's my point. And the moral of that story is you never know who being nice to today can benefit you tomorrow. And this is just totally random. Just me going in. One time, oh, and this was me and Applebee's again. FYI, I like to do like, when I take myself out, I'm a cheap date. So I like to go to Applebee's because I like their blackened chicken Alfredo. You know what I'm saying? That should be rocking. So another time, and this is like years ago when when I opened up my first LLC. I went and I was I just was hungry and I wanted to sit down and, you know, just have a little time to myself. It was probably about like 3 in the afternoon or something. I know because a basketball game was on TV. Yeah, my memory works really good with certain things. So at this time, it was probably about like mid-December, I would say. Yeah, about mid-December. Um, and I'm sitting there and I'm going to eat, you know what I'm saying? I'm eating my food. So I end up talking to this lady. Somehow we end up having a conversation. I don't know how. But a lot of times people tend to randomly talk to me. So, of course, when you first see my demeanor, I was like this big, scary black guy. They don't know, you might not know how to approach me. But then once you actually talk to them, it's like, oh shit, you're actually intelligent. Then I started talking with them. Come to find out that this is a tax agent that works for the IRS. And she put me on to so much game when it comes to doing taxes and all this other stuff. And keep in mind, it's about to be my first year that I'm doing my own taxes because I got tired of paying 300 and something dollars to some tax agent to work software that I could probably work better than him. So I said, okay, I just need to understand tax law a little bit. The software is going to do the rest. Let me do this myself and see how it comes out. And since then, I never looked back. And I do honest tax returns. I'm honest. My write-offs is my write-offs, all that good stuff. And the thing is with me is that I would have never gained that knowledge. And I mean, that knowledge to this day has benefited me in a way that I am able to get my tax refunds. Even when I work nothing but freelance, my taxes is already paid in my expenses, so I don't need to pay. There's a whole litany of reasons. Even when I do Uber, all of that stuff that helped to benefit me simply because I was social. Even in dating, I didn't gain all my knowledge from sitting in some classroom, blah, 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 and some teacher telling you, blah, 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 you get a little thing and it's all cute. No. Most of my knowledge I have, and yes, I did take psychology and I did take sociology in college. I did all of that. But my thing is, where my real knowledge came from was because I'm social. I don't need to sleep with every woman that I meet. I will just talk to women sometimes and they'll start telling me about stuff. Like I said, for some reason, I have this thing where women just tend to talk to me. Or not even just women, people. Like they just like to talk to me. They'll see me and all of a sudden they're having a conversation with me and they tell me all their business. And I just be like, okay, I'm not judging. It's cool. And the thing is, in my mind, I'm mentally taking all of this down because I'm getting gain from them that I didn't even have to pay for. Why? Because I'm being social. You can get you can get a priceless amount of gain for free 99 if you just learn to interact. Like some of y'all are so bad with it. Like you come to a Facebook event, especially those that are in the lifestyle community, you posing news all day and your little teaser pics and it's all cute and whatever. You get you get to the event and you just sitting there like, hmm. Then you complaining after the event talking about, oh, nobody was really social. Nobody saw. You were sitting in your corner looking antisocial as hell and acting all awkward and shit. People looking at you and they're engaging with the people who are also being social. You have to understand that no matter what walk of life you're talking about, social skills are essential. There are people that are jumping in, jumping off this podcast right now, because I watch the numbers as they fluctuate while I'm doing this. And my whole thing is the reason why I laugh is because a lot of them also lack social skills. I have literally played the man in the air while a dude was trying to talk to a chick and just listen to how he spit game at her. I've done it for my friends too, but I mean, I've done it for randos too. Like they'll hit me up and they'll be like, and the way that these people don't even know how to have an introductory icebreaker statement. They'll say something stupid about the weather or, oh, blah, 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 blah. Yo, you could literally just walk up to somebody, they smelling good, be like, yo, if you're a female, you're telling this to a male, you could be like, yo, that cologne you got on smell good as hell. Like, damn, what is that? And then you tell him, then the guy will probably smile more than likely, tell you what it is. This is a way, ladies, where you could get him to say something to you if you want to get his attention without looking like you're really trying to holler. You could just comment him on that. But there's nothing wrong with giving out compliments. Because I'll be honest with you, some of the best men that you are ever gonna meet are the men that you never met. And you don't want him to be the best man that you're never gonna meet. Because that what ends up happening when you don't step up. Like me, in the situation that I have now, if I wasn't aggressive, that wouldn't be a thing. I wouldn't have the involvement. I wouldn't have met the amazing person that I have met. I would not have done the things that I have done. It would not, none of that would happen if I didn't step up. That's the thing that you people have to understand. It all comes from simply being social, showing those social skills, being able to step up and just be like, hey. And I say this to the ladies, especially because a lot of ladies don't know how to approach nobody. If the man not pushing up on them, they sit there like deer in the headlights. Because men, honestly, we shoot our shots all the time. But when I say what men is men need to learn how to do it better. Because a lot of you men, I've listened to some of the stupid shit y'all say. And can we just retire the random dick pic? Like, that's not how you say hello to a female. And yes, Kat, there are levels. Like you're saying, some say women are too pushy. No. The thing is, it's called having a little tact. You got to have a little je ne sais quoi. You have to have a little bit of game. You can't just go in there and think that you're going to bully foot your way through and look at me. I got titties and ass. I'm ready to go. And nah, you got to chill. Walk up in there. Operate in your feminine energy. Let that man hunt for that meat. Just put it in his face where he can't deny that it's there. He gonna snap at it if he want it. All you gotta do is get his attention. Because I mean, some ladies, they kill themselves, and I mean, there are women who literally are getting no play from a man, and they have sent him every angle of nude that they could possibly think of take. And excuse me. The thing about that is that you'll end up seeing him rocking over here because that chick's personality is just popping. Like, there are women who physically I didn't even know if I really was that into them or whatever. But when their personality popped at me, I was like, oh, okay, yes. I definitely could see what's up with this. And Leo, like, what was that you said? Hey, Leah, don't be cussing on here in Jamaican, okay? Be easy. Look at Chrissy, always trying to help. Such a sweetheart. Hey, boo. She said, Nova says, sometimes I'm shy to approach and I don't read cues well. Listen, you have to do it one day at a time. Just try a little bit. Because honestly, there's no easy way to get out of that shy shit. When I was younger, I used to be shy. And look at me now. I had to break myself out of that shit, and I didn't even have nobody to help me get out of that shit. I had to do that shit just because it was called adapt or die. And I had to adapt because I wasn't going to let myself drop. Sometimes you just got to stack up a little bit. And that's really, I'm going to keep it real with you. There's no magical process. You know, in psych class and all that shit, they talk about the steps to opening up your personality, step one, do this. Listen, that shit is cute, but I ain't who I am because I said step one, do this, and step two, do that. You wanna, yo, what's up, Mike? You wanna learn how to improve your personality on some real life shit? You have to be willing to just say fuck it sometimes and just jump out there. Like Nova, you've definitely shown that you can be brave when you want to be. Because when you are standing there and that 10-1, that's some bold shit. So you ain't that shy. You just have to take that energy that you are living in on Facebook and talking that shit and bring that same energy into your real life character. Don't overthink what other people are going to think about what you may be. Just be who you are. Because who you are has made you very alluring to many people on this blue app. So all you got to do is bring that shit to real life. Just reallocate that energy into real life, and you will see that it will be different. And Nova definitely will help you. Thank you, Chrissy. But the problem is that she's outgoing on Facebook. In real life, she's quiet. I've seen her before. She talk a little bit, but she also dips off in a corner somewhere and acts up. God, okay? So, But here's my thing, is that, like I said, it's about reallocating that energy. You can't overthink. A lot of times, people overthink themselves out of such amazing situations. Kind of like how you say how a dude will talk himself out the pussy. A person will overthink themselves out of a winning situation because they just didn't give themselves enough faith. If you can have faith in things that you can't see, hear, smell, or touch, you should be able to have faith in yourself. That's my motto. Nothing wrong with believing in anything else you want to believe in. I'm not here to touch on religion because everybody has their right to their own beliefs and perspectives, and it's all beautiful as long as it's positive. My thing is if you can believe in that, but you don't believe in yourself, you're doing a disservice to the things that you believe in that are supposed to believe in you as you believe in it. So if you are a person of faith, but you don't have faith in yourself, you're a hypocrite. So start there. Your social center starts from here. You have to build from the inside out, not the outside in. No, you got to build from the inside and slowly branch out. You don't have to go crazy and throw a hat in the air and run into battle on your first, and on your first go. But at the very least, try to start off by sparking up a couple of conversations. And understand that some people are going to react adversely to you only because they have social issues too and don't know how to respond when somebody just randomly starts a conversation with them. So give that a try. Give that a try and see how that works. Let's see what else we have. Now, I will say this. I know some people are intimidated by the click thing too. You'll go in a group and you'll say, oh, these people look like they in a clique, da 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 da. So what? I've literally seen that happen where people were over here and they're saying, oh, these people look like they in a clique, blah, 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 blah. Once you talk to them, you realize, oh shit, nah, these people is cool. Yeah, they more open and friendly than I thought. I just didn't realize it because I was too busy overthinking and assuming that they wouldn't want to fuck with me because they only stick to their own. Nah, they just are socially awkward, so they're only talking to the people they're familiar with until other people open up the door to give them a reason to reach over. Now everybody's all cool in the game. That's why with certain events, I like it when random people get to mix up. You give them a little bit of familiarity so that they aren't totally in the cold, but at the same time, you give them something new so they're forced to have an engagement, have a little conversation. Because you don't understand, there is going to be that moment where there's that bond with that person that's going to end up being one of the greatest people you've ever met in your life. And this isn't just about relationship. This is about real life, just life in general. The person that gets you that career opportunity that you would have never knew about had you not talked to that person. That person that inspires you to create a business thing that you would have never thought of. Hey, Tammy, what's up? You would have never thought of that had you not been talking to this person. There's so many different ways that shit can benefit you when you reach out and you talk and you engage. Here's another thing, and this is the shit that I hate. You see this thing here? It's my tablet. I'm gonna use this as if it was a phone. This is what motherfuckers be doing. I've seen this at events and it pisses me off. You at an event, everybody like this. And you're just looking like, okay. Like I hosted an event, I see people doing that. I start walking past people and just scribbling on their screen. I don't care. You know why? Because we are here to engage with each other. When you are home, when you are at work, a lot of y'all do this at work, I know because I see y'all on here while working. And y'all do so many different things where you can play with that phone, check your social media, contact, make sure the kids is good, blah, 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 blah. But when it's time to actually be in a social atmosphere, especially in a social atmosphere with your peers, that's an opportunity to develop or continue to nurture new connections, foster existing connections, and create brand new connections. These are things that won't happen if all you're doing is scrolling around on the phone. You're playing Monopoly. Oh my God, I'm about to get the 250 dice rolls in a second. I just need a couple more rolls. I'm on the what you call the app, and I'm placing my bets for the next game because I got a hot tip on a winner. Tammy is coming. You gotta, like I said, one of these events. I just be so busy. I'm tired. Anyway. Oh, like, share, please, people. Like and share. And subscribe, of course. That helps. Because I don't see the share notification popping up enough, which means maybe I'm not saying it in English. If you're on YouTube, you can share it to your Facebook from YouTube. Or if you're on Facebook, you can still share it. All you got to do is click that little arrow next to the like button that you should already be pressing. And next thing you know, boom, share. My page is public, and this podcast is public, so they'll be able to see it even if they're not my friend. So share and share alike. Another thing is, and actually I'm kind of pissed about something because I just remembered something I was supposed to do. Now I'm going to do that while I'm talking to you. So anyway, here's the thing, is that I am a person who is a heavy advocate of you should do what you feel is best for your survival. What do I mean by that? If you think what's best for your survival is to not interact, If you think that that's going to benefit you, okay, I could respect it because, hey, if that's what you choose to do, I'm not going to knock you. But here's the thing with me is that I personally feel like if you ever want to have any level of success in this world, it's more about who you know than what you know. Because there are a whole lot of people who have the level of knowledge that you do. There are a whole lot of people who have the level of knowledge that you do. But the difference between you and them is that while you may only hold, fractional knowledge on this thing, and they may know a little bit more, you have a plug with the boss because y'all socialize during lunch period. They know the inner workings of your mind and understand, like, oh my God, I have to have this person on my squad because he's fucking brilliant. That being said, that only happens if you actually allow yourself to be put in a position to win. But it's your choice. It is 100% your choice. It is not something that's going to ever play out if you don't create the opportunity. You have to create the opportunity. Creating the opportunity requires you to actually engage, actually socialize. I know it's going to feel like a lot of work. It's a lot of heavy lifting. Oh, my toe, and blah, 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 blah. Listen, I understand it all. Oh, I don't know if I'm comfortable being social because, somebody might make fun of who I am, or they might look at me and say, oh my God, you're a fucking nerd, or whatever. Fuck them. Because who gives a shit? Stop worrying about what other people think. Remember what I said before. You can't keep worrying about what other people think and then saying to yourself, oh yeah, but I don't really care. It's just, I be in my feelings about certain things and blah, blah, blah. That's bullshit. You have to be willing to step out on your own, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, as they say, and fucking get with the program when it comes to getting to know and getting to meet new people. A lot of you are isolated. Like, I see this all the time. See, that's dope. Look at this. Tammy says, I socialized and met amazing Nova. Yes, Nova is an amazing girl. She's very sweet, really great energy, all of that good stuff. Who would know that? But meanwhile, Nova's sitting in her corner being shy. Chrissy said this earlier. You're not as shy as you think you is. You just overthinking and you second guess yourself when you're about to say something. That happens to us all. You think I don't think about things before I say that? I think about things before I say them all the time. I just do it like this and then I go. I'm sitting on a live podcast right now. I got people looking me in my face, expecting me to have something to say. I can't just be up on here like, I kind of was thinking that, when I think about certain. If I start talking like that, y'all gonna cut this shit off. Because I wouldn't want to listen to that shit. So why would I expect anybody else to listen to that shit? And like I said, I used to be so shy. When I played basketball, my palms was sweaty. I was missing easy ass shots just because I was nervous. And I could ball. Only reason I never went anywhere basketball is because I was fucking stupid. I made a bad decision, and that shit fucked. All my fault. It wasn't because of an injury or whatever the case. And I could hoop. I'm retired now. Lord knows I haven't played ball in a while, but a little bit of shooting around my son, but I ain't played no real hoops in a while. But this is the thing, is that you can't be mad at certain situations if you don't try to do anything to improve them. What does that mean? That means that you have to step out and be willing to say, I'm going to see what's up with so and so and so. Why? Because if I do that, that's going to lead pardon me, y'all. So that's going to lead to y'all actually having, God damn this thing. Sorry. That's going to lead to y'all having a successful situation as far as your social life goes. Now, another thing is don't ride too much on this social media bullshit. Like some of y'all, I'll see you post up a picture, you looking at it, you're checking it every 5 minutes. How many likes does it have? I'll be like, let me tell you something. Most of the time I put up pictures in a group. It might get like 4 or 5 likes. But in real life, I get all types of love. Which one do you think I care about more? Because honestly, my picture game ain't great. I can improve my picture game, so I'm not even mad at the fact that a picture might only get a few likes because the picture ain't all that. They might not be all that lit. And that's okay. Because there's nothing wrong with a picture not being all that lit and everybody reacting in kind. They're saying, oh, it's not all that. You think I'm going to sit there and I'm going to hang on that? And the thing is, like Kat said something, I like this. She says sometimes fear and anxiety play into effect. And that's true. Because that's the number one, that is the voice in the back of your head. It's that fear. It's that anxiety and it's whispering in your ear like, psst, 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 psst. What if? What if? What if? You have to ignore that motherfucker. You have to come to terms with the fact that you have to believe from your own frame of mind that I know that I am lit. I know that I am that person. You, like I said, going back to what I said before, you have to have faith in yourself. You start off with that, everything else is going to build on top of that. And you're going to see things is going to open up for you. And the thing is, I said this on another podcast. I said, a winner. Now, this is in reference to relationships because, people tend to shy from relationships because they're like, oh, well, I went through this in the past and I'm scorned because of such and such and such. Let me tell you something. If you're waiting for the perfect situation, you're going to be waiting until you die. Because it's never going to be perfect. It's never going to happen exactly when you want it. It's just how it goes. And you're going to fail again and again and again because what makes success special is the fact that it's not easy to attain. It takes effort. It takes determination. You have to have that tenacity to go after what it is that you want. Once you set that goal, shouldn't no thing that goes wrong. Okay, listen, I've had about 5 things go wrong this week. Do you think that stopped me? It's only Tuesday. By all intents and purposes, I shouldn't even be on here right now. I should be doing some other stuff because I keeps it a beam with y'all. This ain't earning me no money. This is something I do to share my thoughts and experiences with y'all, and hopefully I can monetize it one day. If y'all would like, share, and subscribe, it would become a lot easier. But I'm just saying, though, because out of the people I have on here, is every single person sub to the podcast. I'll put money on it that says y'all are not. And like I said, you have to be willing to be stronger than the force that's working against you. If you say, oh, I had some bad past experiences, you just gave up control of your life, so whatever bad experience you had now owns you. You no longer own yourself. The moment that you succumb to become a victim of your own experiences, when you start to wear that shit, that is when it controls you. If you had a bad experience with an ex-boyfriend or whatever, and because of him, you don't do this and you don't engage with that, you might as well get back with him because, to be honest, he still controls you. Like, you cannot grow as an individual holding on to the sins of yesteryear. You have to be willing to let that go. All the way go. As they say, let go and let God. Let it go. Because there's nothing to be gained from looking into the past and saying, damn, if that's the case, I should still be here pissed off. I was on the way here. I'm sitting at a light. Guy acted like he was in the turning lane and then took off. And he driving a Benz. I'm driving a Nissan. Who you think won that one? He got in front of me, which made me get back in my house a little later because he made the light where I didn't on the next block. I should still have his plate memorized so I could go have a vendetta with this individual for making me run later when I'm already running late for my podcast that I got to shoot. Sounds ridiculous, right? Imagine if I'm still looking back now saying, yo, I can't even focus on this podcast, man, because you know what? I got to get this dude, man. He ain't going to get away with fucking just cutting me off like that. Like, that sounds extremely stupid. But understand that you're literally doing the same thing. And this shit was fresh. Y'all be crying about something that happened to you 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. Nothing wrong with mourning the loss of a love. And I'm not just talking about as far as them dying, but just losing that person that you thought was your special person. But the moment that you stop being with them, they should no longer have any power over who and what you are and what you're doing. The thing is, a lot of y'all relinquish that power to them. A lot of y'all need to holler at me or somebody like me so that we can help you to get out of those bad habits. Because those bad habits are the reason why you have had no growth. When you see somebody sit there and they say, oh, I felt like I've been running in place for X amount of time. You have. Just not in the way that you think. The way that you think you've been running in circles. But I'll tell you this, the way that you could be running in circles could be you running circles around the competition. You outpacing everybody while keeping yourself healthy at the same time. There's so many different things that you can do that will angle you into having a winning situation. And when I talk about health, mental health is important. How do you have mental health? It helps when you have a support system because a lot of you don't. A lot of you isolate yourself. And then you talk about how, oh, these people don't seem social. Oh, this person don't like me. Meanwhile, they're looking at you like you look like the asshole because you're the one sitting there acting all iffy, acting as if you're not sure about if you want to talk or don't want to talk or whatever the case may be. That's just not going to help your cause. If you want an improved situation as far as having a better life experience overall, which I'm sure all of us want to get the most out of life that we can. And the only way that we could get that most out of life is to be social. There's no other answer. You want most out of, do you want the most out of life? Those of you that are watching, is that what you want? Or do you want the bare minimum? Let me know if there's any bare minimum people in here. That's how we can narrow that down. If you're a bare minimum person, put a one in the chat. I want to see it. Because I want to know who's bare minimum. Because I don't see any ones popping up. So I'm going to assume that everybody that's on here is the type of person that wants to get the most out of this life experience. Well, Matt, how do you do that? Easy. Next time you're sitting and you're about to say something to somebody, but then you don't because you overthink it, override that and say what you was going to say anyway. That's how you beat that. You just have to do it because it's not as difficult as you may think. It only seems difficult because if you're socially awkward to you, that's like a barrier in your face. Oh my God, I do not know if I'm going to be able to, if I'm going to be able to get past that social force field. Am I going to be able to, like if you're trying to play with somebody in a lifestyle, am I going to be able to have fun with them? Am I going to be able to play with them? Oh my God. Am I going to be able to function in the same room, being that we have a little history on this, that, or whatever? These are things that you have to take into consideration. Because to be honest with you, I can prattle on about this all night, all day, but that's not going to really do anybody any justice. One of the things that I do find paramount to having a better winning situation is when you keep your mind open to all engagements and possibility. Not okay, I'm gonna have you come to my back, like I'm gonna have you come and step into my space, maybe get to the back door and we could chill back there, have a talk. But then when you get into a real social setting, you're sitting in your back in your corner, you're like, and that same person that you was having that talk with on the side now is still expecting you to be that way, but recognizes that you are totally awkward and shocked. Now you put yourself in a hole for some money. If it was one of them situations where you paid to go to something and then end up running out the door because maybe the one person you was comfortable with truly being social with was there. I've heard people do it. And I will tell you this. It pays to be forward. It pays to be direct. It pays to be straight up social with one another. Because the one beautiful thing about social media is it puts people together that otherwise might have never crossed paths. That's a big deal. Now, I will say this other thing, because this is something that I was thinking about. If often you find yourself in a circumstance where you get like social person's block, like you think all these cool things you want to say, all these things you want to do, you might even be the type that practices this shit at home. And you go from, and when you go to do that, you're sitting there saying to yourself, yeah, okay, I think I'm ready now. Then as soon as you get in front of the person, no dice. And to me, that's crazy because there's no way that I'm going to let myself fail simply because I thought myself out of something. Let me see. Thank you, Kat. This is something that's important. To stop being judgmental to yourself and others. Live. You mean love. Love yourself. Now, Stephanie is saying something here too. She says social skills are for people who want to be seen and popular. No, that's not true. Social skills are supposed to be skills used just for communicating. Now, what I will say is this. I'm going to say this. Social skills can get you a job. Social skills can do a lot for you. Not having social skills makes you feel like you're all alone on earth. You don't have to say, oh, I want to become Miss Popular, Queen of the whatever the fuck. Nobody's saying that. But we are saying you have to be willing to step out if you're ever going to make any kind of new connection with anybody. Doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't have to be a relationship. It don't have to be none of that. If you, let's say you're a religious person, you go into a new church. If you could come in there for months, never talk to nobody, come in, sit down, do the whole sermon thing and all that. Now, you gain nothing from that unless you go back and people recognize you, blah, blah, blah. Assume it's one of them bigger places where it's not so easy for you to be seen, where you actually have to make an effort to make people aware that you exist. That's challenging, yes. But I also feel like it's something that is essential if you are going to rise above the shy barrier. Because that shy barrier ain't going to do nothing but hold you back in everything that you're doing. Now, Steph said, sometimes paper can speak more than a chatterbox. This is true too. There are plenty of people who on paper, they test excellent for all the social constructs that were put in place can be slid to the side so that you can just start off with a clean slate. No constructs, no whatever. We know what base right and wrong is and whatever the fuck. That only works if you make the effort to make sure that you look like you know what's going on, like you're looking like you want to be engaged in whatever is happening around you. But that's going to require you to engage. It's going to require you to be it's going to require you to be, well, actually, it's kind of true to selfish thing, is you are going to have to be a little selfish because there are things that need to be done. Like, for example, I had to choose between one thing and another thing. And one of the things was, like you said before, and I'll say it again, it's one of those things where you're going, you're going to have to send yourself, you're going to have to push yourself forward in order to be noticed. Let me see. What are y'all talking about? You see stuff, but what makes you not want to talk to nobody and love that nobody wants to speak to you? Because I'm very intrigued by that. You know, Stephanie and me don't agree on everything. Lord knows there are things we greatly disagree with. But I fucks with Stephanie. I'd never unfriend Stephanie because she doesn't agree with me on something. I know Stephanie is an amazing woman. She is a great person, and she has her views, and her views are hers, and she has a right to whatever views she has. And I will disagree with her, but afterwards, it's still love. She's still there. Like, because I remember somebody asked me before, said, Stephanie be going against them. I said, yeah, well, a lot of the things that I believe, Stephanie don't believe in it, so she's expressing that, and she has the right to, because I put it out there to be disputed. Yes, Jeep, you are a social butterfly. And Steph, that is true. It's not hard for me to be noticed on a physical level because I'm 6'6", 320 pounds. You ain't gonna miss me no matter where I am. Some people are smaller in stature, and that's okay. What you do is you make up for it by having 10 feet tall in personality. A lot of people don't know how to do that. They talk and carry themselves in a way that makes themselves look less than. I will put you on to something else about social that a lot of y'all don't realize. The nonverbal cues that you project into the atmosphere about yourself. That is something that only you can fix. I can make some suggestions, or I might have a couple of concepts of a suggestion. Okay, I'm throwing political shade right now. Max bad. Anyway, so my thing is that you have to project yourself as much as you desire to be seen. Like you see with Steph, she's like, listen, I'm happy being left alone chilling in my corner. Okay, that's beautiful. That makes it a lot easier to get you to come outside. Let me see what we got here. We said, Stephanie said, because I've been there, I'm super social, I have great opinions. It's just like blah. People are like surface level. Yes, most people are surface level individuals. That's just human nature. And that's okay. Yeah, Jeep, I ain't gonna lie, you're like the tallest short person ever. Like you really do look like you're about 5'9", 5'10", the way you carry yourself. What's up, Michael? And see, he said that. He said he representing for the stories, but he makes it work. He probably has an outgoing personality and knows how to break the ice to become social to then thing that in. And now, what is it that Steph is saying now? She said, but in one-on-one, I can learn more about you. Like we've had a lot of those. And yeah, exactly. That's the thing is that when you get to know somebody beyond the surface level, you'll be surprised the levels of depth that they have. And yeah, Keisha, see Keisha right here. I'm gonna put this up. She says she feels like a social butterfly, but she just can't. Sometimes she just can't find the words all of a sudden in the middle of being social. And I've literally watched her do this. And it's one of those things where I go back to I say, when you're overthinking, that's what happens. Your brain's gonna stall because you're trying to do too much at once. You gotta stop that. Take your time, pick something you want to say, something you want to do, interaction you want to have said interaction, then move on to the next thing. And yes, Stephanie, nobody's going to walk up to you reading their magnum opus. If you want to get with somebody, you have to be willing to open up and be willing to have that little small talk. Some of the most amazing things about people that I've met stems from having small talk with them. You know how amazing that is? That is fucking great. So I need y'all to do better with the social skill. And yeah, see, Steph calls me annoying. I know I'm annoying to her. Because some of the stuff I be saying, she's like, oh my God, I could see the whole thing going through it. But it's still love over here, baby. Like me, I'm social enough that I can fuck with people on the other side of the aisle. And still, we can have our debates during. But when we chilling, they with their family, I'm probably with mine somewhere, something chilling and building. None of that is possible if there's no social activity involved. Like, I want to see if these numbers is going to drop on here. I want it to be dropping because everybody slam their fucking phones down or whatever it is that they're holding in their hand because they might be watching me on the phone. But they slam that down like, I am going to go, let's say Chick-fil-A right now. And the fact of the matter is that when I order something, it's me being social again. When I order something and I'm not sure about it, I ask questions. That's another thing. When you lack social skills, you also lack intelligence. And not intelligence as far as scholastic goes, but intelligence as far as you don't have any information on what's going on the fuck out here. That's not going to work. But let's see what we got here. And then, yep, Stephanie again. She was like, I only stick out because I'm controversial, though it usually makes people dislike me. And she's so, like, how are you going to say something like, I am so, happy because I get to wean out people I really don't want to interact with anyway. See what I'm talking about? This is called psyching yourself out. Yes, I get it. Something happened. I've done events too. And shit happened. And when shit happened, you know what I did? I fucking dealt with it. At first, I might have been like, okay, we all gonna sit here and have conversation. Let me ask you something. Do you know where most of the most important business deals are brokered in life? They are brokered in life over a dinner table. When's the last time any of you were really social and engaging with your own family the way that you should? And that's a problem. But I will say this, because this is one thing that I've noticed, and it's one of those things that if left unmentioned, I'd be doing a disservice So I have to do some mentions real quick. Here are some commercials by our sponsors. I'm gonna get right to you, Steph. Get right to you. Now, again, I am definitely partnered up with some amazing people. You got a whole thing coming up with Discreet Friends. It's a karaoke thing. I believe it's November 9th. Let me take a look. Not November 9th, excuse me. I'm bugging. Yeah, see, it is Saturday. And it's not even like a set time. But if I were a betting man, I would say about 10:30. I feel like it might be like 10, but don't quote me. Anyway, 10:30 might be like the time to come in on. And here's the thing. We also have my friends over at Discreet Friends is, excuse me, sorry. They have what's called Pillow Talk. It's a great show. Izzy and Jonathan are doing a great job as co-hosts of the show. Really enjoying it. I think y'all would too. Some really good, rousing conversation. You all know where the details are being laid out from. So don't worry about that. Let me see. We have Discreet Friends is also having a 2024 New Year's Eve, December 31st is the date. The time is 9. What? Well, the doors open, I would say at about 10ish. I would say, being as New Year's Eve, you might want to get there early for this one. Just a suggestion. But do with that information as you will. Next up to bat, we have. Hold on. Next up to bat, we have my event, and this is very vanilla event, but it's going to be an amazing mother. Come out in your nice fall outfit, because that's the theme, called Fall Remedy. And it's here. It's a great time. We play a myriad of music, a lot of Caribbean music, but we also play a lot of other stuff too. So there's something for everyone here. So I want you to be mindful when you're thinking about things to do upcoming. I promise. This is the direction you need to go. Anyway, then we have this amazing event here. Lola Entertainment and Discreet Friends collaboration. Hotel Takeover. And this Hotel Takeover is going to be amazing because basically it's no holds barred all the way through the weekend. If you want to walk up to the front desk or you want to give somebody the pound town right there over the ice machine or whatever, nobody's going to stop you or say nothing. Now, for those who look at this and say, I didn't know about this, I'll be like, if you were more social, you would know about that. And last, but most certainly not least, my brother KD and the ladies of BLX Experience, they are coming on tomorrow at 9 p.m. And they're on every single Wednesday. And they're going to have an amazing conversation over there. So I want y'all to support. We all support each other. We all follow each other. Let's keep that love going. Let's pay that love forward. Because, you won't be disappointed. It's very informative, especially for those new to the lifestyle, whatever. This is a great video for you to always tune into, because as soon as you start tapping into that, these things are going to become essential as part of your weekly viewing, much like the social experiment is for y'all. Anyway, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. Hour 15 minutes is where I'm drawing this because I still gotta eat and get my life together and go do what I gotta do. I will say this, and I'm gonna get to these comments in a second. I will say this. As always, I appreciate y'all for pulling up because that's amazing. Support these things that I got posted up here. I'm going to be linking them in the description, and I'm also going to add a way to set another way to book via the way that they're doing it. It's a whole thing. Anyway, let me see. Stephanie said, not one day the family doesn't talk in our group chat. But the thing is, people have to stop talking with their phone in their face. Imagine I'm doing this podcast and I'm sitting here like this the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Talking about this, that, this. Nobody wants that. Yes, Steph, maybe you are a social loner, but I think you're more guarded than anything else. Like the reason why you find yourself limited as far as who you engage with is simply because you've already psyched yourself in one direction. That's all you did. And it's time to course correct. Because no matter how much you may not need it right now, of course, in the long run, you fucking need it. Because that's just how it goes. Let me see. The time here is there, 8 through 12. Yeah, it's called sleep, Keisha. There'll definitely be some sleep. Ain't nobody got time for that. People act funny even if they don't know you like that. They'll still act funny. Please. Ain't nothing you said that's going to be a surprise because I've heard it all. I've heard a different version of people who literally put themselves in a position to lose. Like, you know you need a larger pair of cuffs, but you're putting those so you can look extra pitiful, so that you could play whatever games you want to play. And it's like, why go through all that? So what else do we have on the thing? I will tell you this, because there was something else that I was thinking about. And I'm going to leave y'all with this, because I'm tired. I've had a long day. Had a long week. I told you, 5 different things have happened in the course of 2 days. But here I am to be on here every single fucking week unless I make an announcement ahead of time that says I'm taking the week off because I got other things to do and blah, blah, blah. That'll happen because I'm going to take, there's going to be weeks I got other shit going on. I can't get to it. But without fail, 99.9 times out of 10, out of 100, I'm going to be on here doing this show. So that being said, my lovely people, let me read this. Let me tell you something, Steph. Yes, I hear you. A lot of times people will, they'll see you being successful. And because you're social, they discover the level of success that you have. But instead of congratulating you, they hating on you. I was taught if you don't at least have 3 to 5 haters, you're not doing something right. If you got people hating on you, that means you're moving in the right way. Because people only envy things that they don't feel is attainable for themselves. But anyway, again, I do appreciate y'all tuning in. I have so much more to cover on this topic. I might have to do a part two to this. If y'all want that, put your lighters up, send me a DM, whatever, and I'll continue with the rest of this topic. Because there's so much more that I haven't even broached on those things yet. And honestly, it would take another hour to really break that down. So I'm going to skip on all of that. Anyway, I appreciate y'all for pulling up. I appreciate y'all always for showing love. Like, share, and subscribe. Do you see me? I'm tired. I need to not work so much. I'm going to keep coming up with this content, which is also work and everything else. I'm about to pass the bucket around one day. I ain't doing it yet. Like, I don't want to have to shut these things down because there's nothing I have to gain from it. I don't want to be in that position. And a lot of people put themselves there. And they do it because they weren't honest with themselves. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to learn what is it socially that is the least crushing thing for you to do. And you can start there. And that's the problem. Is you're not going to ever grow as long as you put yourself in a social bubble. Pop that bubble. Come outside. Let people see you are. Nova, when she is talking about, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I've seen her when she lets herself go and just has at it. And she is great. You got to stop getting in your own way. If you keep getting in your own way, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think that that's going to go in your favor? Nah. I need y'all to just, like I said, do me that one favor. Like, share, subscribe. If you haven't done it, this is the time to do it. Don't wait till I'm big YouTuber with 500,000 fucking viewers and followers and all that shit. And then say, oh shit, I was supposed to sub to him. That's a lack of paying attention. Another social skill that can work against you. And that's not something you want. Trust me. I've had that before. And what do you think is the end result from any time that you hold yourself back? You end up failing. Me, I don't like to fail. I don't like to see my people fail. So I'm going to need y'all to remember this is part one. It's going to be a part two. And in that, I need you to say to yourself, is my current situation satisfactory? Or do I sit back and say, damn, I wish so and so didn't have that fee or whatever it is, or oh, I wish so and so didn't bring whatever else. And because of the circumstances, it's understandable why certain things might be assumed. Now, I will tell you one more thing, and this is legit my last. Because like I said, it's already what, 10:40? I love that for you. And I love that for you. Steph, look at this. Round of applause for Steph. Look at this. She hits the master reset. Sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you have to hit the master reset button. She cut everybody off, restarted, new career, new people, new life. I guess everyone is different. I like the quiet these days. Listen, I actually, as much as you might see me in some turn up situation, I actually love peace and quiet. Like on my birthday, I ain't do nothing. I just chilled in the house. And that was a choice. I had options. It just was like, I don't feel like going because no, that happened. And I love my peace. But I also know how to get my ass up and be social. A lot of you people don't do that. So for me, I look at that and I say, okay, so here I am, and let's say, I don't know, let's say I'm like, oh, yes, I got this new joint right here. And they looking at me like, and I'll be like, oh, well, you open this up, and you don't open up, you just run and you pass it to the next person, then they run past it. This idiot thinking we fucking. Not like there's anything wrong with that, but that's just what he was thinking. He assumed based on other things that he thought. He thought that this was some pass the baton game that I heard they play, where they take turns smashing on each other or some shit. I don't know. It was crazy. What did you say, Steph? Jeep said, my life is extremely peaceful, but when I go out, I'm very social. But then I come back home to my peace. And that's dope too. Because you can do that. You can have both. You can have your cake and eat it too. And that's true. Jeep pulls up to everything solo, except for when you have it. You remember that time, Jeep. I know I do. Hmm. So my thing is, and I'm gonna summarize all of this. I'm gonna summarize all of this. Of course, Stephanie, of course it's different for a male. I agree. It is different. Hell, we have to be aggressive. As if we aren't, more than likely the woman that we want is never gonna meet us because we're too busy being bashful. I'll be damned if I lose out on some shit because of something that I could have controlled. I could have just not been bashful, not get in my own head. But hey, again, I appreciate y'all. I need y'all to support these podcasts, Discreet Friends, BLX Experience, of course, me, Maximus, here with the social motherfucking experiment. All of this, 9 p.m. Monday, 9 p.m. Tuesday, 9 p.m. Wednesday. You got things to watch. You got things that you can interact with and be a part of the conversation. Y'all help with this just as much as anybody else does. And I thank y'all for your effort. Now, and yes, Jeep, you definitely did, but then you had a situation where you had to go. So that was that. But I will give it to you, definitely forward and social. Very welcoming, all love from the beginning. Now, again, I'm signing off for the fifth time. Thank y'all for being on here. I appreciate you, Kat, for giving me the podcast compliment. I pardon y'all for me. I'm a little tired, so bear with me. I've been burning a candle at four different ends, but I will holler at y'all next week. I will feel a little bit better. It won't be as hectic, and it's gonna be a great fucking time. The topic we're gonna talk about gonna be some honey iced tea. So I hope that y'all will tune in, tap in, and have this Maximus experience because the things that I do, most people ain't going to tell you the things that I'm going to tell you. That I promise. But anyway, thank y'all for having me tonight, and we will talk tomorrow. Peace out. Time for dinner.